Hello, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the IEEE PES Young Professional Regional Summit 2023, Europe, Middle East, Africa, which started yesterday. Those who attended yesterday's episode now our topic, but I find it useful to remind it again. Our topic: accelerating climate solutions, innovations for a sustainable future. I want to remind you again of yesterday's episode. Mr. Ayten Timar made the opening speech, opening ceremony. Afterwards, Mr. Dizersi Musa made his presentation, crafting skills for young professionals towards universal access to sustainable energy. After finally, Mrs. Pretty Warrior made the presentation on wind resource assessment fundamentals and basis of wind farm development. First of all, Ms. Mira will make his presentation sizing different types of solar photovoltaic systems. Afterwards, Thiago Ribeiro de Alencar, one of the IEEE's most valuable and important names, will make his presentation on the future jobs and wave of innovation with clean technologies. And finally, IEEE Power and Energy Society Young Professional President, Mr. Albin Paul will make his presentation, unlocking the potential of IEEE Power and Energy Society. And lastly, for closing, IEEE Power and Energy Society Young Professional EMEA representative, Ms. Aynur Mahmudova, talking something and closing these days. And here we go. Mira Miss Mira Daher, stage is yours. We are starting.
Okay, so thank you so much for your presentation. Okay, so
firstly, Ms. Mira, I want to present to you. I give some information about you. Ms. Mira, highly motivated and result-driven electrical engineer with passion for renewable energy and specialization in solar power systems, experienced in designing and implementing sustainable energy solutions with a keen interest in power and energy trading, possessing a master degree electrical engineering focus on power and energy trading. She is committed to leveraging technical expertise and knowledge to drive the transition, clean energy, and contribute to sustainable future. Ms. Mira, waiting your presentation.
Okay. Okay, so can we get to the first slide? Okay. Okay, so hello everyone. Thank you so much, Gagdas. This is how I can pronounce your name. Gagdas, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much for your presentation. If I can start, if you can hear me properly, please let me start.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So hello everyone and welcome to my presentation. This is my very second presentation with the IEEE for Young Professional. I'm very happy and proud being one of the presenters in the 2023 summit. Thank you all for joining this webinar. So my very first webinar was related to the fundamentals of solar PV systems. I'm very happy that I've got a lot of positive feedbacks from people that are really interested in solar energy and sustainability. So I've decided to implement the second presentation as a relation to the first presentation. It is about grid-connected solar PV system. So for those who didn't attend the first presentation, I want to give very summarized points about the first presentation before I go into the grid-connected solar PV systems topic. Okay, so the outline of the presentation, I'm going to talk briefly, introduction to photovoltaic energy, how does solar photovoltaic energy works, about the solar modules, the ratings of solar modules, the components or the general components of solar PV systems, the solar inverters, the solar batteries, charge controllers, introduction to grid-connected solar PV systems, how we're going to design grid-connected solar PV systems, and what are the very important points that we should take into consideration when designing solar PV systems, and concluding the presentation with the benefits and challenges of solar PV systems. Okay, so could you please remove the live logo on the, okay, thank you so much. So first of all, I'm gonna go through the introduction to photovoltaic energy. So as we all know, solar energy refers to photovoltaic energy. The word photo, it means light. However, the second part of the word is voltaic, which refers to producing electricity. So what does it mean is that what photovoltaic exactly means, it means turning light into electricity, and this is the main function of a photovoltaic solar energy panel. So, as we all know, the sun delivers its energy into two main forms. These forms are heat and light. So, when we talk about solar energy, we mean we have two main different types of solar PV systems. The first type of solar PV system is the solar thermal systems. So these systems are mainly used to trap heat and warm up water. So they are mainly not to generate electricity for our AC appliances at home. They are mainly used to warm up water. And when we want to power our electrical appliances at home, we need to use the solar PV systems. That main function is to convert sunlight directly into electricity. And this is the topic of our presentation today. So here I can show you the difference between the thermal systems that are used to convert solar energy to to heat up water, and the photovoltaic systems that are used to convert sunlight directly into electricity, shown here, which are called PV. I'm going to talk briefly about the working principle of solar PV systems. So first of all, the basic unit of a photovoltaic system is the photovoltaic cell. So each module is made up of several cells that are connected together. So it is called the photovoltaic cell. This photovoltaic cell is mainly made up of two layers of semiconducting materials. These layers are the N-type silicon layers and the P-type silicon layers, the positive and the negative, the hole and the negative, which is the electron. So one layer has a positive charge, as we said, and the other has a negative charge. When light from the sun falls on the cell of a certain PV module, it creates electric field, and it creates this field across the layers, and this will cause electricity to flow. This will then generate DC electric power. It's very important to note that solar PV modules produce direct electricity and not alternating electricity. So it produces direct electric power. So this direct electric power can be stored in a battery system if you want to store it directly, because a battery can store direct current, of course, using charge controllers in order to limit the charging and discharging of a battery. And if I want to convert this DC current into alternating current, I'm going to use the inverter, which is a very important and main component in solar PV systems. It is the solar inverters that convert DC current to alternating current. Of course, here you should note that the intensity of light is very important, because when the intensity of light decreases, the amount of electric power that a cell or a panel generate will also decreases. And when we have a higher intensity of light, the amount of electric power will also increase as well. I've talked about this point a lot. So every PV module is made up of several cells that are connected together. Okay, so the cell is the basic unit of a PV system. The cells, when they are connected in series or in parallel, they form a module. Okay, and when we connect different modules together, it will then create a PV string or an array. So if I want to increase the voltage of the system, I connect several modules together. And if I want to increase the current of the system, I then connect different modules in parallel. So it depends on your design constraints. So when I tell you about a solar PV module, you're gonna hear the unit where I can express a PV module rating, it is in watt peak. So what do I mean watt peak? Watt peak is the power or the peak power of a module or a system that describes the energy output from a certain module or a certain system when the system is under standard test conditions. So what do I mean by standard test conditions? Manufacturers deployed standard test conditions in order to compare different PV modules together. The standard test conditions are when the module is exposed to 1000 watts per meter squared of solar radiation, when it is under a temperature of 25 degrees Celsius, and when the solar spectrum air mass ratio is 1.5. So you can see on the right a different data sheet of a solar PV module where you can see a lot of ratings. So the first PV module is like 530 watt peak, the second one is 535 watt peak, 540, 545. So all these modules are tested under standard test conditions. Okay, so this is how we can compare solar PV modules together. And when I talk about nominal operating cell temperature, what do? They decrease the intensity or the solar radiation onto a PV module from 1000 to 800, and this will of course decrease the output of the PV module, and this will show you how in real cases a solar PV module may operate. So this is a datasheet of a PV module. You can find the maximum power voltage, the maximum power current, the open circuit voltage, so the VOC and the I short circuit are the ratings of a solar PV modules when it is under no load. Okay, and when the PV module is under load, the voltage and the currents are V maximum and I maximum. We can also find the efficiency of the solar PV module and many parameters that you can use when you want to design your solar PV system. So PV system components. So the key parts of a solar PV energy generation system are, as we know, the photovoltaic array, which generates or which collects sunlight and generates it to electricity. I have another main important component, which is the inverter. The inverter is used to convert or to transform direct current to alternating current from DC to AC, which is very important to power our electrical appliances. Of course, if you are dealing with a system that is a standalone or hybrid system, and you need to put a set of batteries and charge controllers for your standalone PV system, if you want to store your energy and use it later when at night when there is no sunlight, or in the cases when there is a cloudy weather. And of course, I have a lot of other system components, starting from the solar array, mounting structure, the mounting structure that you want to mount your solar modules on, the cables, the connectors, the breakers, and so on, that we're going to talk about in the upcoming slide. So this is an abbreviation, or it is a photo of the solar PV system. So it shows your solar array, it shows the inverter. So this photo is about the battery-based inverter. Okay, so it is for a standalone system. So you can see that I have the batteries connected to the inverters. I have here a charge controller. So the mechanism of a charge controller here is to trap the maximum power from your solar PV array. Most recent PV inverters nowadays have the charge controller embedded inside them. So they are only one component where there is a charge controller related to trapping the maximum from your solar PV array, and also a charge controller for your battery system in order to limit the charging and discharging, and so that the lifetime of the battery remains the same. Okay, so the first component is the PV array. So I have three different types of PV solar panels. They are mainly used nowadays. The most recent technology of solar PV panels is the monocrystalline. It is made up of single crystal module. So the module is made up of, or the silicon in the solar module is single. It is made up of one pure silicon crystal. It makes them the most efficient crystalline panels in terms of energy conversion, and they have the highest performance and the highest lifespan. However, this comes with a higher price, of course. A previous technology was the polycrystalline. From its name, it means that this solar module is made up of several silicon crystals that are melted together, and they form the polycrystalline. So it has less efficiency and it has a lower cost. The thin film solar panels, they are composed of very thin layers, and they are used mainly on buildings, but they don't have a lot of high efficiency, so they are not mainly used nowadays. Okay, so the second component is the solar batteries. So as I've told you before, if you have a system where you want to store your solar energy in, so you use the solar batteries. So you have two different types of solar batteries that are available in the market nowadays. You have the lead acid batteries and you have the lithium ion batteries. So the lithium ion batteries, of course, they have a higher price because they have a higher lifetime, they have a higher number of cycles. So if you have a budget, so you can go purchase the lithium ion batteries because they have higher qualities. However, if you want to go to lead acid batteries, you're going to have a system that has a lower battery lifetime and lower number of cycles. So as I've told you before, so the main function of your battery is that the battery stores electric power in order to operate your system during nighttime or during extended periods of cloudy or overcast weather when your PV array by itself cannot supply enough power. So there is also a certain terminology that is always said when we talk about batteries, which is the battery autonomy. So when we want to size our off-grid solar PV systems, we look on the autonomy that we want to operate on. So the autonomy is the number of days the battery storage capacity is available to operate your electrical loads during or directly from the battery without any energy input from your PV arrays. So this is the autonomy. It is mainly designed between 2 to 5 days. So when you increase the autonomy days, of course the number of batteries should decrease, the number of modules should increase. Sorry, and the price of your system will also increase also. The solar inverter. So as I've told also before, the photovoltaic array and the battery produce direct current. So if you want to power most of our appliances at home, most of them will operate on alternating current or an AC current. So in order to convert the DC electricity to AC electricity used by your electrical appliances, you should use your AC inverter. So inverters have two different types. So if you're operating on single phase systems, you're going to go to single phase inverters. If you're operating on three-phase systems, you're going to go to three-phase inverters. So it is in the technology of the inverter. And also it depends on the type of your system. So if you are working with on-grid or grid-connected systems, you're going to use inverters that don't deploy batteries. If you are working with off-grid or standalone systems, you're going to use hybrid or off-grid inverters that can have batteries input to them. Of course, hybrid inverters have higher cost than the grid-connected inverters. So here I've attached the data sheet of a grid-connected to show you the difference between the grid-connected and the hybrid inverter. So this data sheet is for day-in-day inverter. So it is a three-phase string inverter. So you can see that this type of inverter have a lot of ratings. So it has 4 kilowatt, 5 kilowatt, 6 kilowatt, 7 kilowatt to 15 kilowatt. So it depends on your size of the system and the number of the PV arrays you want to put. So when it is an on-grid inverter, it is called, so you cannot find information about the battery. So you can know that this inverter in the data sheet is not a hybrid or off-grid inverter because there is no information about the battery. A very important point to look at the inverter data sheet is the maximum DC input voltage. So for example, if I look onto this inverter, the maximum DC input voltage is 1100. So here, this gives you information about how many panels you can connect into your inverter. So if this inverter can withstand 1100, you go and look for the voltage of your solar panel. So and divided by, so you divide 1100 by the voltage of your solar panel, so you can get how many panels you can connect in series to this inverter. Another thing that you should look at is the number of the PowerPoint trackers. Okay, so every inverter has a PowerPoint tracker. I've told you before that it is the charge controller, so it is the MPPT controller. So for this inverter, it is embedded inside the inverter. So you can find data about your maximum PowerPoint tracker inside the data sheet. So here it shows you that this inverter have two maximum PowerPoint tracker, and the number of strings that you can connect per MPPT tracker is 1 on the first MPPT and 1 on the second MPPT. So you can know that at the first MPPT, how many panels you can connect based on the maximum voltage. I can go to the before slide here. So you can find here that the open circuit voltage of a panel, let's say the first one is 49.26. So you divide 1100 by 49.26, you can get how many panels you can connect in series. So the number of panels that can be connected per string, because when you connect panels in series, you're adding the voltage. So this is how you can also look for the operating phase. It is a 3-phase inverter. You can also check on the rated output power. You can also find the maximum short circuit current that this inverter can withstand. Okay, so that's it. So the second inverter, I've also shared a data sheet of a hybrid inverter. So when you go for a hybrid inverter, you can see that information about the battery. So it shows you that, let's say this inverter can take 2 different battery types, the lead acid or the lithium ion batteries. These are the information. Okay, so you can see also the operating voltage of this inverter. So you should make sure that the battery that you are using works with the inverter. So you look at the operating voltage of the inverter and the operating voltage of the battery so that they are compatible to each other. You go and check the maximum charging power, the maximum discharging power that this inverter can have. A very important note here is to check the maximum DC input power, which is the maximum power that this inverter can get from your solar PV modules. So let's say this inverter, the first one, can withstand 3,900 watts. So you divide this 3,900 watts with the watt peak of your module, you can get how many watt peak this inverter can withstand. So let's say you are dealing with 300 watt solar panel. So you divide 3,900 by 300 watts, and you'll get the number of panels that can be connected to this inverter. Also, here you can find the number of MPPT trackers, the number of strings that can be connected to this inverters. These information are very important. So if you're going to work with a certain brand, you have to check the data sheet and check also for the operating voltages, for the operating currents, and so on. So you can download these data sheets from every manufacturer page, which is very important, of course. I'm talking about how we work in the marketplace nowadays, because it somehow differs from the theoretical part. So charge controllers, I've told you that the newest inverters have embedded charge controllers, but for now there are some inverters that don't have charge controllers inside them. So charge controllers are used when batteries are connected to the PV system via a charge controller. So the charge controller protects the battery from overcharging or from discharging, because when you do overcharge for the battery or you do discharge more than the limit of the battery, the lifetime of the battery will then decrease. So a charge controller also may provide you information about the state of the system and so on. Okay, so the last component of the system is the balance of the system. So in addition to the PV modules, to the batteries, to the inverters and charge controller, of course, there are other components required in a solar PV system. So these components are the mounting structure. Of course, the mounting structure differs from a project to another. This depends on your rooftop conditions. The electricity meters that records the how much you're importing or exporting from your grid. The cables, of course, cables are sized based on the kilowatt of your system and the current that will pass through such a cable. The protection devices, including disconnectors, fuses to protect the solar PV panels, DC breakers, AC breakers, and so on. So let's go into the main topic of the webinar, which is the PV system configurations. So as we all know, we have two main configurations of solar PV systems. These are the grid-connected, or in other words, the grid-tied solar PV systems, and the off-grid or standalone solar PV systems where batteries exist. So in this presentation, we're gonna go through details about grid-connected solar PV systems. So you can see here, this is a general drawing of a grid-connected solar PV system. How does this system work? So when I talk about grid-connected PV systems, the PV array will be directly connected to the grid connected inverter without any battery storage, as shown here. So we have the solar PV modules. We have here protection devices like fuses, and then they are connected to the inverter, of course, to the DC part of an inverter. There is no batteries in the system. So how does it work? If there is enough electricity flowing from your PV system, no electricity will flow from your electric utility. So here I have two different sources. So you can get power from your solar PV panels, or you can get power from your utility company. So if the PV system gives you enough power, no electricity will then flow from your utility company. However, if your system is generating more power than you are using, the excess will then be exported into the utility grid. So you'll then be exporting energy to your utility grid, turning your meter backwards. During the times when the PV system isn't able to produce electricity, it may be during cloudy days, at night, the power grid will supply all the required power for your home or building. The energy utility company will provide energy credit also to people that export their energy in some cities. This is called net metering. And in this process, energy goes in and out through a single meter. So it is a bidirectional operation. So you are importing and you are exporting from your grid. Where do we use such an application? So it is used in cities where they are well covered by the national power grid. Because in some countries where the power grid is not reliable, we cannot use such systems. So such system doesn't operate if the grid is not available. So it is very important for the grid to be available in such systems. Okay, so what are the benefits of a grid-connected system? When I say about a grid-connected system, it is an effective way to reduce your dependence on the utility power. It's increasing your renewable energy production, and of course, improving the environment. It doesn't require covering all the electric needs because you have the grid, so you can use the grid and the PV at the same time. It requires you less surface area for the panels. There is no batteries, so the system will be less expensive, of course. And because you're using on-grid inverters or grid-connected inverters, have a lower price than off-grid or hybrid inverters. Now I'm going to talk about designing and sizing of PV system. So when you design your PV system, you have to give an appropriate system design and component sizing, which is a very fundamental requirement for the reliable operation of your system, for a better performance system, for safety, longevity of your solar PV system. So sizing principles for grid-connected PV systems are based on different design and functional requirements. So when I say grid-connected systems, these are systems without energy storage. So they provide supplemental power to facility loads, and the failure of a PV system in such systems doesn't result in loss of the load. So you'll then be connected to the utility company. So how you design your solar PV system? So first of all, I've listed like 6 steps to design your solar PV system or your grid-connected solar PV system. First of all, what you should do is that you should find your monthly average electricity usage from your energy bill. So you go for your energy bill, the energy bill that you pay each month. So it is the total kilowatt hour you pay for in a single month. It is, of course, recommended to look at bills from several months of the year. You can go for the highest total kilowatt hour or the average one. So it depends on your preference if you want to oversize the system or you want to undersize your system. Of course, during summer, you have the higher kilowatt hour usage. So using all the available data, you can determine your monthly average electrical usage. So after determining your average kilowatt hour consumption per month, you have to find your daily average electricity usage. How we can find the daily? Of course, we divide this monthly kilowatt hour by 30 days. You can then get your daily average electricity usage in kilowatt hour per day. Then you can look for the location where you live. You can look for the average peaks and hours in your location. So what does peaks and hours? We've discussed this in the previous presentation. So a peaks and hour, it is defined as an hour in the day when the intensity of sunlight reaches an average of 1000 watts per meter squared. And you can find your peaks and hours in your location from Meteonorm software. So in Lebanon here, it is between 5 and 6. After this, and in order to size your solar system size in AC, so you divide your daily average usage, which is calculated in step 2, by the average sun peak hours in your locations. For example, if your average energy usage is 34 kilowatt hours per day, and you live in Lebanon, for example, where peaks and hours are 5.27 on average, so your solar system size should be 34 divided by 5.27 hours. It gives you 6.45 kilowatt. You then multiply this number by 1000 to get it in watts. Of course, this is not the final number because the solar system size calculated in this step, or in step number 4, is an alternative current, so which is the output of a solar system. Of course, the solar modules constitute the input of the solar system. So therefore, we need to include the system inefficiencies to estimate the number of solar panels you need. So mainly, or in a common grid tie solar system, it will actually lose between 14 to 22% during energy conversion from DC to AC. So these accounts for cabling, for losses in cabling, the efficiency of the inverter, the connections, and so on. So in order to calculate an accurate number of exactly how many solar panels should you need, you have to consider a well-designed system with 86% efficiency, so you have like 14% loss. So you divide your solar system AC and calculated in step 4 by 0.86, you'll then get 7.5 kilowatt. So this is the accurate number of solar PV system that you should need. So let's say you want to use a solar module that have a nominal nameplate power of 550 watts. In that case, you'll need to divide the kilowatt that you've already calculated by 550 and then multiply by 1000 because the module is rated in watt peak. It gives you like 13.6 panels. So you need, from this type of panel, which is 550, you need 13.6 panels for your system. So always round this number up. In this case, you'll require 14 modules of 550 watt each to cover 100% of your energy needs. So this is how we design grid-connected solar PV system. It is the simplest kind of systems you can design. And from this part, of course, here you need like 14 solar PV modules. You go and check for the inverter size. You go check for the data sheet of the inverter to check how many panels or the amount of kilowatt that this inverter can withstand. And then you size your system based on this criteria. I've talked about maximum power point tracking systems. So MPPT, or maximum power point tracking, it is an algorithm that it is included in the charge controllers, and it is used for extracting maximum available power from PV modules under certain conditions. So as you can see here, so this is the house. So these are the solar modules that are mounted on the rooftop of the location. So the solar PV modules should be connected to an MPPT, or a maximum power point tracker, before they are connected to the inverter. Of course, if the inverter doesn't have an embedded MPPT tracker inside it, nowadays, as I've told you before, most of the inverters have maximum MPPT included in them, so no need to include an MPPT tracker. However, some inverter doesn't have MPPT tracker included, so it is very important to include this MPPT inside your system in order to extract the maximum of your solar PV system. So yeah, so here I'm going to show you, so this data sheet shows the data sheet of an on-grid inverter, and this is the data sheet of a PV module. So in order to size, let's say, for example, based on this example where I can connect 14 solar PV modules, what I should know is I should look for the maximum DC input voltage of an inverter, which is like 1100. I then should look on the datasheet of your PV module, which is the open circuit voltage, because open circuit voltage is related to the maximum DC input voltage of the inverter. However, if you want to compare with the maximum power voltage, you go and check for the MPPT operating range. Okay, and if you want to compare with VOC, you go and check with the maximum DC input voltage. So if I'm dealing, for example, with a module of 530 watt peak, I then divide 1,500 with 530, you'll then get the maximum number of modules that should be connected. After this, and you want to connect your solar PV modules onto your MPP trackers. So this inverters have two MPP trackers. You can connect them equally. Let's say you've got 10 modules. You can connect 5 modules in series onto the first MPPT tracker, another 5 modules in series onto the other MPPT tracker, and so on. Okay, so benefits of, there are a lot of benefits of solar PV systems. They are environmentally friendly, they have reliability, you can scale your system, they have a lot of applications. We've talked today about the on-grid application. They have low maintenance costs, and they are cost advantages because the return on your investment, you can do it in like 1 or 1.5 years maximum. However, there are some challenges. The challenges are related to budget constraints. If you don't have enough budget to deploy a system, for example, that includes lithium-ion batteries and so on, the space constraints, if you don't have enough space to build your solar system on, and the energy offset where you want to build a system that offsets a certain percentage of your energy usage and you don't have space or you don't have budget for your system. So this is my presentation for today. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions, kindly let me know. What I'm going to talk in some other presentations with IEEE about like standalone. We're going to talk about sizing standalone systems, which is the second types of PV solar systems. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Mira. Have any question? I guess no one has question because the presentation is really included everything. It was a presentation that included really valuable and important topics. Thank you for this and for taking the time make this valuable presentation. Ms.
Thank you
Mira.
so much.
Yeah, when I looked at, no question. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, we take a 5 minutes break. After we continue Mr. Thiago's Ribeiro de Alencar's presentation, the future jobs and way with employees. Hello, everybody. We are going on Mr. Thiago Ribeiro de Alencar's presentation. The topic of the issue, the future jobs and wave of innovation with green technologies. Firstly, I want to mention about Mr. Thiago Ribeiro de Alencar. Thiago Alencar has two postgraduate degrees, PhD and Master Sciences in Energy, and undergraduate degrees in Management Engineering, Aerospace Engineering, and Bachelor degree Sciences and Technologies. All degrees, Federal University of ABC in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Nowadays, he's working at Big Data Engineering, focus on renewable energy projects, Horizon Energy, part of Shell, and Cosan Group in Brazil. Also, he is updating his professional background with the following postgraduate degrees: MBA in Data Science and Analytics, MBA in Big Data Engineering. Thiago has the passion to work without borders and make a positive impact on people's lives in a collaborative and interdisciplinary way. He has been IEEE and Power and Engineering Society volunteer since 2008. For the last 15 years, he has supported the IEEE and Power and Energy Society in different local, regional, and global leadership positions. When we are looking at IEEE missions, he is global chair, IEEE PES Entrepreneurship Committee, Global Advisor, 2023 IEEE PES Day, PS Day, Global Vice Chair, IEEE PS Humanitarian Activities Committee, Communication Coordinator, IEEE Region 9 Education Activities Committee in Latin America. Since 2014, Thiago made proposal and led as co-founder in different new IEEE PES global initiatives. For example, IEEE PS Day, IEEE PS RES Renewable Energy in Schools, PES RES for Kids, PES Young Professional Continuing Education Community Program, PES Zero Hunger Day, and PES Networking Without Border Initiative. When we are looking on this bio, Mr. Thiago Alencar is very valuable for IEEE, and you know his presentation. Hello, Mr. Thiago, station yours. We are waiting your grateful presentation.
Thank you for the invitation, and congratulations for this amazing event. I'm very happy to meet you with you here in this event.
Mr. Thiago, 1 minute. We have. Sorry, we can go. Sorry.
Okay, thank you for the invitation. I'm very happy here to join with you virtually in Europe, Africa, and Middle East in these amazing events for young professionals across the globe. I was mentioned I'm from Brazil, so this is the good point about the internet communication. We can join and you can share ideas globally in this very great PES and IEEE Institute. My name is Thiago Alencar. I'm from Brazil. Nowadays, I'm in the PS Global Entrepreneurship Committee Chair, and also I work as big data engineer in renewable energy here in Brazil in the Rising company. To start the presentation, I would like to give you a short overview about where you have PS chapters across the globe. Nowadays, to make innovation and also to identify new opportunity to make innovation and also open new company and also get new job, it's very important to have a very strong network. And IEEE and PES are the correct place to increase your network. Only to you have an idea, in the IEEE you have 49 IEEE society, and PES is the second largest society in the IEEE. In this slide, you can see the countries where you have PS student chapters across the globe. So you can see all the green countries where you can expand your network. I invite you to consider all chapters, professional and student chapters across the globe as a connection point to increase your network and also connect point to make new collaboration, make new friends, increase your partnership as volunteers, as professionals, as innovation, as future entrepreneurs. Also in this map, you can see all points where you have PS student chapters across the globe. Again, not only in the countries, but also in local level. And these are a very strong network opportunity if you are not a PS member yet to grow your network. One initiative that I would like to bring to you, and also this initiative can open your mind about opportunity to innovate and opportunity to get new jobs, and also opportunity to grow your skills and attend the trends of the jobs for the next 5 years that I will present in the next few slides. The PS Network Without Borders initiative was one initiative that was started in 2014 in Ankara, Turkey. The motivation for this initiative that was driven by PS students and young professionals in the next few years was difficult of managing IEEE activities in section with large territory. Also, the goals of this initiative is to connect PS members to create interdisciplinary projects in energy field together since 2014. What I would like to highlight in the next few slides, and also in this presentation, you understand that if you'd like to have a more successful impact in your career, also in innovation, you need to improve interdisciplinary skills. I mean, most of the challenge that you see nowadays in the climate change and also in innovation with clean tech, if you'd like to have a success, you need to not focus only in one field, not focus on electrical, not focus on a computer or robotic. If you'd like to innovate and have your skills move to the state of the art in innovation, you need to take a look in interdisciplinary skills. And also this project is very connect to improve interdisciplinary projects and interdisciplinary skills. Also connect student chapters, PS professional chapters, Women Power, and PS Young Professional in same collaborative project without borders. The advances: prepare students to become, and also young professionals to become a good engineers in international environments. Again, most of the challenge that you have with climate change and most of the challenge that you have in innovation nowadays, you have more opportunity to get success if you take a look in the global level and see opportunities how you can escalate and solve not the local problem, but solve maybe problems in your country, in your region, and globally. Because climate, when you talk about climate change, are problems and issues that you are facing global level. And if you talk in global level, you can identify opportunities that you can escalate and innovate with your skills. And members prepare students to become good engineers and activity young professional and job market. Only to have one overview about the connection that we have and how you can make collaboration in global level as PS member. This initiative was starting in 2014 when I get a scholarship to study in Australia. I moved from Brazil to Australia, and I received one feedback from one PS mentor that, okay, IEEE and PS are global, but how you can really expand your network in global level. When I get scholarship to complete my degree in Monash University, I had the opportunity to be connected with IEEE volunteers in another country that I don't have any kind of connection, any kind of network, and I continued to work as IEEE member and IEEE volunteer in Australia. I had the opportunity to work with IEEE student branch, a student, and open a new PS student chapter. In this way, we made a collaboration with my old university, UFABC, and my new university in Monash University. This was the first time in the history that we had a joint program between two PS student chapters in different regions, Region 9 and Region 10. And what you have started, we started to visit schools talk about renewable energy for kids and inspire the next generation of innovation, the next generation of young professionals since the elementary school, how they can innovate and how they can renewable energy can impact their career in the next few years. In 2014, as I mentioned, I had the opportunity to be connected with PS student chapters globally in Ankara in the first PS Global Student Congress. In this Congress, we had the opportunity to present this new initiative that was very aligned with nowadays what you see with climate change and the opportunity that you had. In this global Congress, we had the opportunity to share ideas, share proposals from different countries, how you can innovate in the PES and how you can innovate in the energy sector. Again, was the first time in the history where we have this opportunity to connect PS student chapters and young professionals from different parts of the world. In this Congress, we had PS student leaders from more than 23 countries, and they shared the ideas. And one of the ideas that was proposed to innovate in the PES and innovate in the energy sector was the PS Day. The PS Day proposed that most of you probably know that they are one event that is organized annually in April. Was proposed original by the connection by young leaders from different parts of the world that made a brainstorming, share their ideas, how you can innovate, how can improve the energy sector. And this idea was brought to reality in 2018. Another initiative was the PS Network Without Borders. With the PS Network Without Borders, that was an initiative that we presented in 2014, we had agreements with the PS student chapters from different parts of the world. Each country that you see are the agreements that we had to start to work and make collaboration not between two countries, not between two regions, but in global level, to identify opportunity that how you can innovate, how you can implement a new initiative to address the issues that you have in energy sector. And these are the list of the countries that made the agreements after the PS Student Congress in Ankara to work and start to make a new initiative in the PS level. I invite you to take a look about the history here. Since 2014, after we started to make this joint initiative and innovating the IEEE society level, focus on how you can improve the energy sector with young leaders. You can see the trend that you move the trends of the growth of PS student chapter annually. Nowadays, we have more than 500 universities with PS student chapter globally. And also, when we start to make collaboration and joint programs to innovate, not only in the country level, but between countries with the PS network, we had a very strong growth of the numbers of activities in the chapters, the number of activities with young leaders, as you can see. Between 2019 and 2021, when I was the chair of PS Student Chapter Committee, we had a growth more than 36% of growth of number of chapters, more than 100% growth of technical activities, and more than 100% of PS STEP, Student Transition and Elevation Partnership events, focus how students can be a good engineer and get a good jobs in the job marketing as future young professional. Again, I would like to highlight to you the importance, if you want to innovate in any field, to be connected with people from the same field of you, but not only in your country, but in global level. And the impact that can make. This is only one example about innovation that we have done here in the PS and the growth that we had. Okay. And again, to see one picture about the innovation that we had in the PS chapters in these 3 years, when we start to move to work from local level to global level, in the orange lines, you can see the level of activity in different aspects that the PS chapter work in 2019. 3 years after, you can see in the blue line the level of activities that PS Global uh, chapters have moved to growth their activity, move and growth their level of activity in the chapter level. And based on that, based on this collaboration that we start to growth and the network without border program, PS was one of the first IEEE society to achieve more than 10,000 IEEE student chapter members in the PS level, and also was the first IEEE society to achieve more than 14,000 student and graduate student member in the end of 2021. Everything inspired by young professionals like you that work in the industry, that work in the academic, that work in the entrepreneurs. When you decide to collaborate and address the challenge that we have, because we have the same challenge independent of the country, and we start to collaborate to innovate without borders, we start to increase the impact in the society level. Now we understand that this was only one example what's happening in the PS in the next few years, and why the PS have growth very fast in the last few years, inspired by young leaders, students, and young professionals. Now it's important to understand what's have happened in the past few years with waves of innovation, and what's the state of the art that you have when you talk about innovation and job opportunities nowadays. Okay. Um, when you talk about wave of innovation, we have one theory that was proposed by Joseph in 1942, that was the theory of long waves of innovation. Okay. Um, the first wave of innovation was started in 1785 and takes 60 years to be replaced for the second wave of innovation. And this wave of innovation was pushed by some technological revolution that was focused on water power, text lining, and iron. And if you'd like to have a good job in this period, in 1785, if you focus your skills in this kind of technology, probably you get a good job and get good salary. The second wave of innovation starts in 1845 and takes 55 years. And this second wave of innovation was pushed by another technological revolution that was focused on steam power, rail, and steel. Okay. And the third wave of innovation starting in 19th century. And this third wave of innovation was pushed by the technological revolution with electricity, chemical, and internal combustion engineer. When you start to have the first cars and the first industry focus on how you can build new cars with Henry Ford. And the wave of innovation number 4 was starting in 1950. Okay. And this wave of innovation was pushed by the revolution with petrochemicals, electronics, semiconductors, and aviation with aircraft that decrease the time that you need to connect countries to travel from one point to another in the global. So you become more global with this in this wave of innovation with aviation. Also oil, with oil we start to produce more energy to address the needs of the society, and also with semiconductors and electronics that we start to have the first computers. And in the 1990, we started the wave of innovation that probably most of you have heard in the past few years. That was the wave of innovation number 5, that was pushed by digital network, internet. In other words, you are talking now. I have opportunity to talk with you in Europe, in Africa, in Middle East, and maybe from another part of the world, only because this wave of innovation that changed the life of the people in the last 30 years with internet connection. Software, again, this software that we are using here to make the live transmission. Probably you are watching this live transmission in Facebook or in the LinkedIn or the YouTube. You are making live transmission in 3 different social media. Again, congratulations for the PS Young Professional team for this amazing event and how you are engaged young leaders from different parts of the world in live transmission and share this opportunity with everyone. And the third one is the new media with internet again, that you can produce your information, share your knowledge in, for example, in YouTube and another social media platform. And the information was moved for the next level to share ideas and to be connected. But this was over. Now we are seeing a decline of this wave of innovation, and we have a new wave of innovation that is a very amazing opportunity if you'd like to get a better job, innovating in the energy sector. This is the opportunity that you have in the next 25 years based on this theory. And starting in the beginning of the pandemic. Now you are living in the wave of innovation number 6 that you focus on artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, robotic, and drones, and also clean technology. That is the main topic of this presentation. When you talk about clean technology, why this wave of innovation have changed since 2020? Because the climate change issues. The climate change issues that you are facing globally, and not a problem that is can solve it by one country, by one region, by one continent. But if you'd like to solve this problem, we need to work global. We need to work and share ideas between professionals from different parts of the world. And in the next few years, the climate change issues, you push the jobs for the new opportunities that you can see, you see in the next few slides. And different institutes and different organizations are tell and show the direction in the same point. Focus on clean technological opportunity with renewable energy. And to summarize, here you can see the 6th wave of innovation. Now you are in the wave of innovation number 6, that, as I mentioned, was pushed by the climate change challenge, intensify, also the clean technology, and also maybe reshape the business model opportunity and the consumer partners that you have globally. And when you have this transition of a wave of innovation, we have outstanding opportunity to innovate in the industry, in the academic, with a new paper, new research, and also with new companies as energy entrepreneurs. Okay. And when you talk about jobs, now you understand the importance of the network, the importance to be connected, how PS and I2P can help you in your network to share ideas, to be connected globally. We understand about wave of innovation, the opportunity that you have now with climate change, the challenges and the opportunity. But when you talk about jobs, okay, what you have about opportunity in the next 5 years? To understand about the job opportunity, it's important to understand about how interdisciplinary skills can improve your career and your vision to innovate. For many centuries and for many decades, the challenge that we had in the world was focused on some specific fields. So, I mean, if you work only to solve problems in electrical fields or only in mechanical fields, math, computer, or chemical, maybe you can innovate because the level of challenge that you had in this period. But nowadays, with the climate change issues and most hard periods in the history of the humanity that we have nowadays, if you'd like to innovate, you cannot work in separate fields. You need to work in interdisciplinary fields, collaborate between different professionals. I mean, um, if you'd like to innovate in the energy sector, you need to work with people from computer field, people from chemical, people from different backgrounds, and people from electrical fields to innovate and solve the challenge that you have in different industries nowadays. So interdisciplinary fields are very important to develop if you would like to have a good job in the next few years. And this is not myself that are sharing this idea. It's not my opinion. I agree with this opinion. But we have this report that was published by the World Economic Forum in the end of April, beginning of May. They made an interview with more than 803 companies that have more than 11 million employees worldwide in 45 countries. And they made interview with industries clusters, another word, industry from different 27 fields. Okay, and what was the conclusion that they had about the future of jobs in the next 5 years? And this is very important. If you are in front of this opportunity, if you identify this opportunity now as a student, as a young professional, or maybe as a middle or senior career, we can identify opportunity to move from one field to another to keep your career in the top level, not only in one country, not only in one region, but with a global opportunity. One point that they identify in this future of job report published by the World Economic Forum was the human machine frontiers. They identify that the number of activities that was made on the past by human will be decreased, and we increase the number of activity made by machine. What does this mean? That this wave of innovation that you are living now, we'll see the automation and the digital transformation of many jobs opportunities that we have in the world. With this digital transformation and automation about a few more repetitive jobs, we'll see a decrease of some jobs, but also you see new jobs that you be replaced and new job opportunities. If you identify now, you can improve your skills and get a new job. And when you have new job with people that have less skills in these new jobs, we have jobs with high salary, and we have jobs that you compete, and you need to get a professional from different parts of the world to achieve, because are new skills that not everyone have. And what is the new skills? When you talk about the new skills, what skills that you need to um, attend these new job opportunities in the next 5 years? What is very important to identify? That the skills that you received in the university or received in the past few years, will not be enough to attend the challenge that you have in the next 5 years. Why? Because the climate change issues that you have nowadays are challenge that we don't have in the past few years. The technological evolution that we have with clean technology, with big data, with artificial intelligence and digital transformation that will reshape totally the energy sector and different sectors in the next few years. With this wave of innovation number 6, you need new skills. And if you would like to have and keep your jobs in very high level, you need to focus on continued education and life learning opportunity. What the future of job is identified that 44% of all employees in the world, you need two skills. I'm not talking about one sector. I'm not talking about energy. I'm not talking about computer, about robotic, about oil. I'm talking about our career, all young professionals. Not only young professionals, all professionals in the job market, you need two skills to attend the needs and job opportunity in the next 5 years. So this is very important. You understand to keep the connection with your old university or keep the connection with the opportunity to improve your skills. And also IEEE and PES, like PES in professional, are a great place to identify what skills that you need to reshape, what skills that you can improve, continue, what the trends in the, for example, in energy sector that you need to follow to his skills, your background. And these are the challenges that the industry you face and in the next 5 years with when you talk about his skills. Most of the industrial sectors you see a skill gap in the local labor market. I mean, the professional that we have in the industry nowadays, if they don't have skills, if they don't improve their skills continually, they will have a gap to attend the needs of the company in the next 5 years. So what the strategy that the industry are making nowadays? They are investing in continuing education. They are investing in partnership with university to provide courses. And again, IEEE is an opportunity to improve your skills. And when you talk about training opportunity, what's the time that you need to his skills and attend the new technological trends? 2% of the skills you can his skills very fast, only 1 month. 11% you need between 1 month and 3 months. 90% we need between 3 and 6 months. 30% between 6 months and 1 year. 24% of the new skills we need more than 1 year, and 14% you'll be very difficult to his skills. Okay. And also, when you talk about innovation, what is important also you understand. Not only network, not only shared idea are important to identify opportunity to innovate. If you'd like to have a success in innovate, identify opportunity to become an entrepreneur, to innovate in your industry, in academic, with new research, it's important we talk about diversity and equity. The survey that was made by the World Economic Forum, they identify fields about that in the industry you focus or are planning to focus in the next 5 years in diversity, equity, and inclusion. And why it's important we have diversity teams to innovate, identify opportunity. Because when you talk about diversity teams, when you have more equality, more women, more men, and have the same level of opportunity for everyone, you have opportunity to receive input from people from different backgrounds and with different experience to innovate. And when you talk about diversity, you are talking not about diversity with um, gender. We are talking about diversity, about generation. I mean, generation number, Generation Z. When you have people, senior people working with young people to talk about a new challenge, identify opportunity. It's very important to have diversity in different levels, not only in gender. And these are the priorities for the industry in the next 5 years. As you can see, focus on women, focus on young generation, focus on people with disability focus on people that um, have more racial diversity in the industry, focus on diversity in older workers, focus on diversity in LGBTQI+, focus on diversity in people with low income that need opportunity to join the job market, diversity in general. And this kind of diversity can improve in the innovation too. Also to attend the climate change issues. And when you talk about training opportunity, 39% of the job will not need retraining in the next 5 years. But the another um, 61% you need some level of his skills in the next 5 years. And when you talk about his skills, okay, I understood that I needed to focus on his skills, on continuation, on lifelong learning. But what's the skills that I need in the next 5 years? These are the skills that was ranking for global level. We have some different, depend of the country, but in global level, these are the 10 skills that the employees will need in the next 5 years. Analytic think, creativity think, resilience, flexibility and agile, motivation and self-awareness, curiosity and lifelong learning. Again, lifelong learning. And now you understand why lifelong learning is very important. Technological literacy. I mean that is very important. You have very aligning skills with new trends, artificial intelligence, big data, and analytics that are important. Independent of your career, are some skills that are important to have in your background. Like you can see with ChatGPT, that have changed the job market in this year. Is a very big revolution. And also some skills focus on empathy, activity listen, leadership skills that you can develop under the IEEE and PES, social influential. When I mean social influential, I invite you after finalizing this meeting to post in your LinkedIn, tag the PS Young Professional, maybe tag myself too. You are free. Um, um, it's important to you keep your LinkedIn updated. It's important to you keeping your profile updated. So in this way, recruiters in your country, in global level, can identify you and see, okay, this is a very activity, young professional or professional. They are very activity. They have these skills. They are very focused on the issues that we're having with climate change. I would like to have this professional in my company. I invite you by LinkedIn. This works very well nowadays. But if you'd like to have this opportunity, this kind of invitation, it's important to you improve your brand in the social media. And the LinkedIn is the best place to do that. Now you are attending this event. If you, for example, take a print screen, post your social media, summarize what you understood about this presentation, so you show for your network that you are very aligned with this kind of skills, okay? And quality of control too. Now, I believe this you understood about networking, you understood about the wave of innovation, the trends of his skills, and now jobs. What are the trends of the jobs if you'd like to have a better salary, better opportunity in the next 5 years in the wave of innovation number 6? It's important to understand, as I talked, when you talk about some jobs will be automated by machine, another job is you have new jobs that you attend new issues in climate change. So the balance that you have between job that will be create and job that will be decreased in the next 5 years, in the future of jobs report show that 23% of the today jobs will change. It depends if they will be replaced or if you be new job. 23% of global jobs you have any you have one kind of change in the next 5 years. When you have changes, you have the opportunity to innovate. When you have changes, you have the opportunity to create new companies. When you have changes, you have opportunity to move your career for the next level. You have the opportunity to get a better jobs. I'm not talking about jobs only in your city, not in your state, not in your country, not in your region. I'm talking about jobs in global level, because the climate change issues are the same issues that you have in all countries. Now you are living in one of the most challenging periods in the history. But if you are very focused on the needs that you have in the industry, the needs that you have in the society, you can reshape your career. And now, what are the fields that you drive the change of the job in the next 5 years? Based on the survey that was made by the World Economic Forum, they identify these two fields: green transition, inspired by climate change issues. I mean, renewable energy technology, or technology focus on renewable energy. And when you talk about PES and PES member that have interest in energy, these are amazing moments to you. If you have if you work in the energy sector, or if you want to change from your career and working in energy sector, these are the moments, because the energy sector will be the sector that will attract more profession in the next 5 years, and they will growth the number of jobs pushed by the climate change issues, because the society each year you request more the industry to attend the issues of climate change. And another one is technological innovation. But when you talk about technological innovation with computer, the second field that you push the job for next level. But when you talk about technological innovation, we will have some growth of the jobs and some decrease of the jobs pushed by the automation. Okay. And when you talk about the economic problem, they will decrease the number of jobs, because another challenge that you have and these challenges are different in each country. But when you talk about, now we understood that you have green transition that you push part of the job, and another push by technology of information. When you talk about technology of information, what kind of job that you push the innovation and more jobs? Um, Artificial intelligence, machine learning specialists, data analytics, scientists, and big data specialists. But again, these are a field of jobs that you push when you talk about technological innovation. If you'd like to improve the energy sector and improve the innovation in the energy sector, we need people with interdisciplinary skills, as I mentioned to you. We need people with these skills. So these kind of jobs are not only for computer fields. These are jobs that also you need in energy sector. For example, myself, I have a degree in aerospace engineer and also in management engineer, undergraduate degree. After that, I moved in my career. Since the first month of the university, I focus on energy sector in almost all my life, since 14 years old. Um, and I apply my skills, my researches, my papers, all my scientific life to improve my skills with artificial intelligence, apply it in renewable energy. So I have this kind of skills skills that you need in technological innovation, but in energy sector. I mean, if you improve the skills in another in computer, you can apply in energy. And if you have energy skills, also you can apply in another sectors. It's important to understand that, because you are not working more with people that working only in one field, that working only with electrical, that working with only with computer. If you would like to innovate and attain the climate change, you need to combine in interdisciplinary skills, as I mentioned to you. And another is green transition, more focus on sustainability, solar energy installation, wind power, renewable energy. When you talk about the green transition, energy skills are very important. But what is new here? Not electrical engineering skills will be important in the green transition. Also, sustainability specialists will be very important if you'd like to improve and get job opportunity. And how you can get this kind of skills as a young professional? Have contact with humanitarian activities in the IEEE. We have a humanitarian activity committee. In PS, you have a PS humanitarian activity committee. In next month, we have in this month we have a congress with PS Hack too. Nowadays we have the call for ambassadors that maybe you can apply to. So these kind of skills we can developing and get sustainability skills to work and get new job opportunity in the energy sector too. And when you talk about energy technology and utilities, you can see the skills that you need in the energy technology field and utility. Cognitive skills, engagement skills, management skills, physical and technological skills, ethical skills, self-efficient, and working with others, working without borders. These are the skills that you need in this energy sector. Also, when you see the 10 more request skills in the energy sector is almost the same that you saw for a global level. And when you talk about oil and gas marketing, also is almost the same. So it's a global trend. What changed is the percentage of the skills that you have in the oil and gas sector. And again, the top skills that you need in the oil gas job marketing, you'll be almost the same. I would like to highlight here, take a look in the artificial intelligence and big data. Are skills that you need in the oil and gas. So when you talk about the 10 most important skills in the next 5 years, artificial intelligence, big data, will be skills that you need for people that work with energy. Again, interdisciplinary skills. And these are the organizations that you have in the PS. You have a different division in PS. So I invite you to see each division as an opportunity to work with us. Okay. I would like to only finalize here with some opportunity to you. If you'd like to be part of the PS, we have this program that is the PS has for kids. That are program that you PS members and volunteers visit schools to teach about renewable energy and prepare the next generation of innovation and people that work in the job market with energy. What you are working nowadays, we are inviting chapters from different parts of the world to send us new design. You are making this kind of coloring book, and this coloring book people can download and visit schools to teach for kids between 4 and 10 years how they can be contact with renewable energy and how renewable energy will be important to them in the next years as future professionals. These are some examples about some HES for Kids activities made in the PS Day in Kenya, Region 8, in Argentina, Peru, Brazil, in India, Sri Lanka. So these are one way that you are working to inspire the next generation of people that work in energy and with clean technology too. And if you'd like to download this kind of materials, you can access this website. Okay, I believe this presentation will be available to watch again, and you can access it and you can download the materials that was published by the PSD team. Thank you, PSD team, for your amazing leadership. And also, if you'd like to organize one event in your local level with PES, now you have this call for funding to support PS events. So all PS members can submit for PS member drive initiative. You can access this website. So PS are looking forward to supporting your event. This was annually the PS Young Professional have this Ignite funding. So take a look in the PS network without boarding social media, and also PS Young Professional. Constantly you are posting opportunity to young professionals. And only to finalize, only more, I believe 2 or 3 minutes, what is important to understand. I believe you understood that it's important to focus on his skills. And if you don't have a master degree yet, and if you'd like to have a master degree in any part of the world, these scholarships too. PS scholarship programs that you have. PS have 6 different scholarships. One of the scholarship that you have is the PS Outstanding Student Scholarship for members globally. And this scholarship recognize PS graduate student members, postgraduate students from all the countries that focus on academic path in energy or electrical power sector. So if you would like to get this scholarship and you have approved to take your master degree, after you have the letter of approval your master degree in one university, that can be, I don't know, Harvard, London School of Economics, here in Brazil, UFABC, or in China, in any part of the world. You have the letter of approval and you take the master degree. You can apply to get this scholarship. But what is important? If you'd like to apply for this scholarship, it's important the decision that you take now. If you'd like to apply for this scholarship, it's important you have contact and supporting in leadership and improve your leadership skills with student activity, with PES. PS Student Chapter support programs like PS Young Professional, become a volunteer of the PS Young Professional Committee, PS Hack, we have ambassador nowadays, that later I will post on the chat. The decision that you have now, that you take now, can open the doors to get scholarship in any part of the world that you want in with PS. So these scholarship are applied for students that are taking course in electrical engineer field. And what you need to be part of one university that have one student branch. Okay, and if you don't have student branch in your university, you can help to open two. Okay, and this scholarship provide $10,000 to support the students that are taking course in master degree, and also PS provided travel support to attending the PS regional conference. So in this way, you can increase your network with the local job market too. And we have in each region, we have different PS conference. For region 1 to 7, the US and Canada, we have general meeting that will be in the next July, PSTNG, Transmission and Distribution Conference, that will be in the next May. You have ESCGT Europe that you have still having this year. ITP ESCGT, Innovation in Smart Grid, Technology in Latin America and also in Asia. So these are the conferences that you can receive scholarship to attend to. So thank you. I hope that you enjoy. I hope that you have a clear picture that the decision that you have now can open doors to scholarship. The decision that you have now can open doors to get new jobs. Maybe the decision that you have now to make the career transition can support you to move for a new company, for a new continent, for a new university, for a new career. These are the moments in the history most important that you have to innovate. Because when you talk about innovation, we are talking about innovation to show the really needs of the society. Thank you again. I hope that you enjoy. If you have any um, question, also you can contact me by LinkedIn. You can see my name is Thiago Ribeiro. Okay, is the name my name in LinkedIn? Only type. Maybe you can write Thiago Ribeiro IEEE PES. Probably you'll find me in the LinkedIn. Thank you for the invitation. Taking a PS Young Professional for the amazing conference. Looking forward for the next presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Thiago, for this great presentation. Because these topics very recently these days, many people around the world talking about these issues, the most of these days. And when we look at this presentation, it is really a good presentation that includes almost everything. Repeatedly, thank you for your taking time to make this valuable presentation.
Thank you.
When I look at the chat box, I saw no question because the presentation included everything, in my opinion. Okay, everybody, we take a 5-minute break after we are going on our IEEE PES Young Professional President, Mr. Albin Powell, with ours, and his issue unlocking the potential of IEEE Power and Energy Society. Okay, we take a 5-minute break after we continue. Hello everyone, we are going on our president, Mr. Albin Powell. Welcome, Mr. Albin Powell. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you.
Yes, first I want to introduce to him about our attendees. Mr. Albin Powell is volunteering as a chair, IEEE Power and Energy Society Young Professional Committee and mentor of IEEE VJCE at student branch. Also served as a secretary for IEEE PES Young Professional from 2021 to 2022. He is a dedicated professional who has taken on leadership roles within the IEEE community and is making significant contributions to the field of humanitarian technologies. He holds a Bachelor Technology degree in Mechanical Engineering and APJ Abdul Karim Kerala Technologies University. He is currently pursuing an executive master in business administration operational management from Narsi Monji Institute of Management Studies in Mumbai, India, and currently employed at JZS Plastic Automotive in Hungary. Albin initiated his IEEE voluntary journey as the chair of the IEEE site VCG at student branch. He successfully coordinated projects such as IEEE site-funded Smart Classroom among the world's scope and contributed to IEEE Region 10 humanitarian technology activities. Funded project Let's Unchained. He served as the humanitarian activities coordinator for IEEE PS Young Professional in Kerala and Power and Energy Society Kerala chapter. He also chaired the IEEE Sustainable Future Summit 2020 and was the project communication chair of the IEEE PS Humanitarian Activities Committee Humanitarian Technology Project Design Competition in 2021. He received the Outstanding Humanitarian Activities Volunteer Award from IEEE Kerala section in 2021. Okay, repeat the welcome, Mr. Albin Powell. The stage is yours. Waiting your unlocking the potential of IEEE Power and Energy Society presentation.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kartik, so for your warm welcome and a brief introduction. So I will share my screen. Yeah, so today we are came to the second and the final day of IEEE PSYP Regional Summit for EMEA, Europe, Middle East, and Africa region. So I would like to share a few details about the IEEE Power and Energy Society and Professional that we are hosting and that event. And this is the second day of the summit, and also this is the second summit that we are hosting in a regional level as part of us considering as a pre-event of PSYP annual flagship virtual summit powering the future summit. So I am Albin Paul. I am currently volunteering as chair of IEEE PES Young Professional. Then I would like to congratulate the organizing team led by Ainur and also the moderator and the entire team behind this great event. So I was listening some of this section in yesterday, and also I was listening the today's full section. So before me, we had a great technical section on the PV system, and after that we had a great section on the opportunities or the skills that we were need to be upskilled, or the skill which is essential to be a good engineer role in the coming years. So then as part of my presentation, I would like to share how IEEE or the IEEE Power and Energy Society helped to achieve these. So from Thiago, we learned more about the PES scholarship and some other initiatives. So it will be helpful for me that I will skip those sections that we already discussed as part of this summit. So first of all, I would like to introduce the IEEE. Maybe some of the audience who were visiting this, or who is participating or just being the delegate of the virtual summit through our social media platform, they may be not aware about IEEE. So that's why I would like to share a few details about the IEEE. IEEE is the largest technical community in the world. So we have the total from the slide you can see the how its the membership count from how many countries. So we have in total from more than 160 countries, we have the 420,000 plus members across the world, and among these 135 plus thousand plus student members. And it's the technical community, and it's mainly focusing on advancing technology for humanity. So in total, considering the technical side, we have 4.5 million plus technical documents, and we are contributing more to the activity standards through the technical societies. And the Power and Energy Society is one of the technical society in the IEEE. And we are mainly considering the IEEE, we are mainly focusing on the public policy engagement, global humanitarian effort, education and certification, and ethics in technology. So coming to the Power and Energy Society, it's one of the technical societies in IEEE, and we are the second largest technical society in IEEE. So among these, we have the 42,000 members across the world, and we have the 260 plus chapters. And we through coordinate all these things, the PES board of governance, they were are campaign with the new initiatives and outreach membership and emails, then publication, technical activities, meetings. So I will share the benefit that a PES members will get through these groups. So all these team are led by the vice presidents, and as a young professional, we were belong to the membership and image team. So as I mentioned earlier, PS is a global community, and we have the 40,000 plus members from 150 countries. And from the map, the global map, you can just spot how we are belongs to. So this event is organizing by the region 8 team, that's for Europe, Middle East and Africa team. So we are belong to the region 8, and in this we have 50 plus chapters and the 80 student chapters and 5K plus members. So this vast area belong to the Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Then, considering the technical society, what we offer. So, if you are a IEEE member and you are not a PES member, so I would like to share more details about the PES society and what do we offer. So we, as a PES, we are offering the technical activities, or our main focus area is technical activities, conference and meeting, publication, education opportunities, chapter and membership, and the new initiative. All these focus area are led by the great eminent persons as the vice presidents of this team. So considering to the most important thing for an engineer is the PES technical committee. So as we all know, we are contributing to developing the standards in some of the many of the fields. So for that, we have these technical committees, and as a young professional members, you can be part of the PES technical community. So our leadership team is interested to have the contribution from the young professional to lead the future through the technical committee. So those who are attending this section and are interested to be part of team, you can reach out to the PES and professional team. So there is a lot of volunteering opportunity that you can begin. Even if you are interested in any of these technical committees, that there are a lot of volunteering opportunity that you can begin from the webmaster role or the secretary alone. So it will help you to be part of the great team which is contributing or the developing the standards for the future. Yeah, then the next thing that, as I mentioned earlier, the 45% of the IEEE standards are created by the technical PES technical committees, and you can see some standards in this slide. Then we had a great industry engagement and technical support team. So it's mainly focusing to provide the unbiased and independent technical assessment on various technologies and sharing the leading trends and global best practice. Also, the team is focusing to educate the members of the industry and attract the highly qualified student to their technical field and develop the standards. So if after this event, I encourage you to check the PES website, that you can see the which all companies that the PES is signed the MOU. So there are various companies across the world and some other similar to NGOs and some government organizations. So you can check these details after this event. So all these details are available in the PES webpage. Then, if you have become a PES member, the form as a young professional or as an engineer, it's very essential to have the networking opportunities. We know the conference that it helps us to publish our paper or the research work. Also, it gives the opportunity to get a network or get connected with the like-minded peoples from the various part of the world. So for that, we have over 30 global conferences annually, and among these, PES T&D, it's the largest IEEE event, and the PES team is introduced the new other conference like PES Grid Edge Technology. So these are the leading conference, and you can see the upcoming conference in the PES webpage. So you can check that you can see the upcoming conference in this year and coming in years in the PES webpage. For research people or for those who are working their studies or doing their PhD work in the field. So for them, that the PES mainly we have the 2 award winning magazine. It's free for all PES member. That's Power and Energy, and another it's available in English and Spanish, and the other one is IEEE Electrification magazine. So the another important feature is all PES journals that are digitally available in the IEEE Explore, and there are few other material that you can found in the uh, through the IEEE web pages. So if you are those who are interested in this, you can visit the IEEE Explore, and if you are a PES member, you can get these details at free of. Then regarding the education, we all know that as a young professional, like Thiago mentioned in the previous section, that the industries or in the rapid evolving world, that we need to upskill ourselves or relearn our skill. So for that, the PES is are focusing or providing the member enrichment program, like to educate our members. So we have the PES University, which is uh, access to knowledge and learning platform for the professional growth and development. And in this, you can see the continuous development program and other a lot of material that assignment. We have the 30 plus conference which will be organizing in annually across the world. So some of the conference, because we are joining this event from the various part of the world, so there are maybe the other event which will be happening in the another part of the world, so we cannot attend that event in physical way. So the keynote or the tutorial that were presenting in particular conference, these are available in the PES University. So after that, you can get, if you are a PES member, you can get these materials through the PES University. And some most important information regarding that, the PES resource center, it's if you are a PES member, you can have a free access to the materials in the PES resource center from this year onwards. And in from the next year, from the 2024, PES gave the free access to online access to the PES digital library. And also in this year, PES is initiated the fundamental course on the fundamental course in the power and energy field, so you can check the details in PS website. And if I encourage you to go through the material and grab this opportunity to upskill ourselves. Then, like Thiago mentioned earlier, we have the different scholarship program for the undergraduate students and master students. For the undergraduate students from the particular areas like the USA, Canada, India, Italy, Peru, and Puerto Rico, there is the PES scholarship plus initiatives. And for the master student scholarship, it's outstanding student scholarship that if you are from any part of the world, you can apply to the scholarship. So there are some criteria. So it's provide maximum up to 20 people, and they're 10,000 US dollar, and play is the award amount for those who win this scholarship. Then the other thing, as a young professional, we all know that the industry is changing, and from the college to the industry, from the university to industry, that there is some gap in between. So for that, we must have a mentor. It will help us to have a easy or the smooth transition from the student to the industry professional. So that's why the PES is launched the mentoring program in last year. There is a 6-month mentoring program, and also we have the micro mentoring during the PES GM. So if you are not aware of this event, and if you are interested to find the mentor, so you can scan the QR code and get it help us to get connected with the same mind people. So for me personally, I am interested in the energy management. So through this program, I get connected with one energy manager, and he's helping me for helping me by sharing the resources for some energy audit. And also we had a good connection, and he will help me in this field. So if you are interested, you can go through these details by scanning this QR code. Yeah. And after when you are graduating into after your graduation, when you are stepping into your professional life, so there are a lot of volunteering opportunities to for your growth and to step the initiatives through the leadership role. So we have the PES, Women in Power, Young Professional, Entrepreneurship, and PES Humanitarian Activity Committee. So the Thiago, he is the chair of PES Entrepreneurship, and you can check this details after this event. So I am due to the time constraint, I'm not sharing these much details about all of these committees. Also, we have the smart grid program, which is a PES managed program. And the important thing is the initiative which provide the internship opportunity to the PES student member in local area. So get connected with the team or PES to know more about these initiatives. Yeah. Then the main thing that I would in the second part of these things. So in the first part that I've shared the some idea or summarize the what all things that PES offer to the PES membership and how you can upskill with the PES. So there are a lot of opportunity, and if you are not a PES member, and if are you a student or graduate student, the PES membership is available at the $1, and there are a lot of other promo code which will be launching in the October 1st. So for the young professionals and those, there is certain promo code to get some discount trade for the membership renewal. And if you are once a PES members, and due to some reason, and if you are not becoming the PES member, so we have another opportunity to came back to the PES and to volunteer and to gain the skills through PES. So that's the first part of my presentation. And when I came into the second part, so I would like to share more details about the young professionals and how we contribute to our members. So currently I'm volunteering as the young professional chair. So we have a great team to coordinate all events and activities in our global teams. Also, we have Mila, the vice chair, and Sime, she is the past chair, and Ayman. So the Sime and Ayman, we are from the region 18. So you can see there is a lot of members from region 8, and we have the different subcommittees to provide much membership enrichment programs to you. So we have the education and professional development subcommittee, technical activity coordination subcommittee, membership development subcommittee, and the academic initiative team, and for the event and conference. And also we have the regional representative to coordinate the chapter representatives in PES. So I know she is leading the EMEA team. So they are the team led by, I know they are doing the great initiative. So I would like to share the details in upcoming slide. And to get connected with the other group in IEEE, we have some license role that for the Women in Power, Humanitarian Activity Committees, and the PES Day, and for the student. And we have one newsletter coordinator, and as I mentioned earlier, we have one person for our summit and the webmasters. So in the first day of the regional summit, Ayman PSYP secretary, so he shared much details about the young professional activities. So that's why due to the time considering the time constraint also, so I'm not interested to share much details here. So just overview of that event that PES organized in last year and this year. So in 2022, the PESYP received the honorable mention in IEEE Young Professional Hall of Fame award. So it's considering the activities that we are hosted in 2021. And in 2022, we introduced the ignition funding. So as part of that initiative, the PESYP supported the events which is hosted by the local PS chapter. So we have supported one event in Hungary, Kerala, Bombay, Sri Lanka, and Nigeria chapter. So if you are representing or actively volunteering in your PES local professional chapter, there is one funding opportunity. So we will launch the cycle 2 in the upcoming days. So stay connected with us through the social media. So you will receive that updates. And we have the Powering the Future summits and a regional summit. And in 2022, we organized the Mapping the Future in Career Development and Professional Awareness Congress. It's a event with that we are associated with a group of student branch chapter in Bangladesh. So it's a virtual one. And also we organize the Women in Power FMs. That's a monthly talk show with the eminent persons from the Women in Power and from the industry. And we introduced the Power Tech, which is a technical newsletter in last year. And we are also actively present in the leading conferences in IEEE, like the Rising Star Conference, PES General Meeting, Texas Power and Energy Conference, and IEEE Region 8 Student and Professional Congress. So we know and we value the mentoring program and how it's been helpful for the young professionals. So that's why our team introduced the She for Hair mentoring program. That's a one-to-one mentoring program. So this program we hosted additional to the PES mentoring. And in total in 2022, so we organized the 29 events, which is excluding the Powering the Future Summit and a regional summit. Then coming to 2022, so in this year that we value the contribution that made by the young professional to the Power and Energy Society and young professional the young professional committee. So we launched the PSYP Outstanding Volunteer of the Month. It's a volunteering recognition program. So in as part of this is we are appreciate the effort taken by the young professionals considering their activities in a monthly basis. So if you are contributing to PESYP, so kindly share your profile with the team, so you can submit the details before the 8th of every month. So we will share the form or details in PSYP Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram page, so you can get the details through the social media. And also in this year we are focusing to provide the industry oriented monthly webinar series. So it's titled as the Enlighten. So it's organized by the PS Entrepreneurship and Industry Connection team, and it's organizing in association with the PES Kerala chapter. And also the same team which is hosting the online virtual skill development training course. So as part of this, we hosted the training on ETAP and Homer software. The ETAP software, it's a 7 session the workshop, and I believe those who are part of that initiative, they are highly benefited with these skill development training workshop. And in this year, we also introduced the virtual university lab visit program. So I know that there are a lot of PES members after their undergraduation or graduation, they wish to do their masters or PhD in the leading universities across the world. So this program, and we mentioned earlier, PES is an non-profitable organization, and we are active in across the world. So that's why we initiated this event to connect the universities with the aspirants. So we have the student branch chapter, and we have the faculties or the PhD scholars. They were working or doing their project or their research in this university. So it help us to get connected with our members. So we hosted the 2 event. One is with the National Institute of Technology, Calicut in India, and the second edition which is the School of Engineering in Cardiff University in UK. And the third edition of this event will be happening on the October 2nd week at the BUT University, Budapest University of Technology and Economics in Hungary. And then the other one is the interaction with the international scholarship recipients. So we have the lot of scholarship from PES, and also there's so many we have the another lot of interesting scholarship opportunities for the engineers. So through this initiative, we are introducing the past recipients of course scholarship to share their journey and how they get their scholarship. And the other initiative, that's one of the main initiatives from the Region 8 team. So we have the article publication support community. So it's a WhatsApp group which help the people to publish their paper in leading conference. And the Region 8 team, they're managing the WhatsApp group. So those who are interested to know more about the upcoming conferences and how to publish your paper, you can get connected with the team and you can join the team. We also have the another events like the grid game. It's also we are all hosted in association with one of the one of the section chapter in US. So we launched another initiative like the PESYP forming the future leader. So all these initiatives that we are hosting to provide or giving benefit to the young professional members. So through this initiative, we would like to know what's your expectation from the PESYP and how or what are the problems that you are facing to get connected with the industry. So as part of the first phase of these initiatives, so we are circulating 2 surveys through the PES channel, and the same thing that you can get through the PES social media, and we send the e-notice to all professional chapter and student branch chapters, so you can reach to them to get the survey form. And I request the PES members to fill that survey form. So it helps us to align our program or align our objective to meet your need. So as a team that we need to get the response from MU. So I encourage everyone to go through this form. And in total, until this September, we hosted the 22 event and the 2 summits. So as I mentioned earlier, we have the main event of PSYP, which will be happening in the November. That's Powering the Future Summit. it's a virtual summit. It's the third edition that we are planning to host in the second and third week of November. So these regional summit, the theme of the summit is accelerating climate solution innovations for the future. So all these regional summits are also in aligned to the theme. In last week we hosted the regional summit. The USA and Canada region team, they hosted the regional summit for mainly focusing from them. And in this week, the Asia Pacific team, the EMEA team are organizing here. And in the next week, the Asia Pacific team, they are planning to host, and later the Latin America team. So it's helped to get provide this knowledge to the people who are from these regions, so mainly focusing. So there it's a virtual one, so any person from across the world can attend, but it may be like based on their time zone. So that's only a change. So all are invited to join the upcoming regional summit. Yeah, then for the PES, that as I mentioned earlier, we have the 2 award-winning magazines and the free digital subscription and free access to the PES University Resource Center. And you can get through the PS membership, you can get connected with the local PES chapter and discount or the sponsors to attend the PES sponsored conferences. So there are a lot of opportunities is available for you as a PES member. So that's all about my presentation, and I would like to share a few opportunities with you. So we have a PESYP community WhatsApp group, so we are invited to join the WhatsApp community. So through this channel we are sharing the upcoming events from our team, and also the event which is for the YP focus or the YP driven YP focus event organizing in your chapter. You can share it on and in that group. And if you have any technical queries related to power and energy field, you can post it there. So there are the dedicated team or the expert in the field, they are also part of that team. So you can connected with us through the WhatsApp group. And there is the another one, like we have the call for PESYP chapter representative, that you can represent your chapter in the PESYP committee and to be part of that team, and like the moderator, so he's one of the chapter representative from the team. So likewise, there are a lot of volunteering opportunities in PES, so I encourage you to fill this form. And like I mentioned earlier, the PESYP forming future leaders, so it's the first survey that the PESYP reception survey, the perception survey. So I encourage everyone to scan this QR code. Maybe you can capture it, the screenshot, and later you can fill it. So yeah, these are the opportunities. And if you are interested to know more about PS, you can scan this QR code. And to know more about the PS membership, there is another QR code for you. So that's all about my presentation, and I would like to express my sincere gratitude to their team, hosting team, and they done a great job in coordinating all these things to get connected with the great speakers and plan all these things through. Maybe they took more than 1 month to coordinate all these things. So I would like to appreciate the effort that made by Ainur and the entire team members. And yeah, thank you very much. Over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Albin, for this great presentation. This information is very important for all. In my opinion, IEEE members should be now these things, because in my opinion, more information means of more opportunities. Thank you repeatedly, and the result of our presentation is completed, but I would like to thank Mrs. Ainur Mahmutova. I think she's here. I know she is great efforts to organize for these events. I want to introduce her, but I haven't listened to bio. I know Miss Aynur Mahmutova have many volunteering positions around the world. If it is suitable and if it is, if you want, please introduce yourself for us. We know that you don't like talk so much, but the stage is yours for the closing speech.
Thank you, Çağdaş. Thank you, Albin, for this valuable speech. Yes, I'm an electrical coordinator. I'm working in Cyprus in oil and gas industry, but at the same time, I'm studying PhD in renewable energy in Power Engineering University in Azerbaijan. As a part of that is since already 2 years I'm volunteering for the IEEE PES YP, and I'm very happy with my position nowadays within this community. IEEE is the full with the opportunities, as Albin already presented with all the details, and I ask everyone who is here today listening to us to join IEEE and use the opportunities that IEEE has for each of us. And today, with regards to this summit, I'm very happy that we are done with this summit and we could conduct it very successfully. Last year, this summit was organized with the leadership of Ayman Mar, and after this year, when he handed over his position to me, and now he's the secretary of IEEE PES YP chair, it was a big responsibility on my shoulders to arrange this summit, organize everything in a good manner, and successfully conduct it. And I am very happy today that we have this summit successfully completed. First of all, I want to thank to all our speakers who never declined my request to be a speaker in our summits, in our webinars. Despite the fact that they are always they always have the busy working schedule, they are experts in their field. They are always ready to contribute to IEEE events, and especially to the regional summits. So I'm grateful to them, and I thank a lot to each of them. And the summit is 2 days, but this summit had a lot of preparation activities, and all these activities were done by our team with the leadership of Albin Paul, our chair. Our team, consisting of 14 persons, has contributed too much. They have done a great effort in order to have this summit done. And you, Çağdaş, you are with us as a moderator in these 2 days, and I'm grateful to you because you contribute with your time, and of course with the weekend days, which is very valuable for each of us. So again, repeatedly thank you to each of the person who has committed to the successful completion of the summit. And once again, I want to thank to our marketing team who was working hard to prepare all the posters in time, and we released everything in the social media, and we could engage a lot of registrants to our summit. Thanks a lot, and that's all from my side.
Thank you repeatedly, all presenters and our president. If it is suitable for you, can we take a photo for this day? Remembering for this day, Mr. Albin. Yes, but okay. I take one shot. I want take me one, please. 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you for everything. Our submit is completed and we can go. See you. I closed our stream.
You.